Hey Tony.
Yeah?
I'm getting sick of this running.
Me too, man.
Yeah, we need to get a car.
How about that dump truck? Yeah. Ha-ha!
With the keys in it.
There's no keys. How about that one?
So before you get into a zombie apocalypse escape vehicle, you have to do a few things first to make sure that you're always safe. Number one, always check the back seat. No zombies. Number two, always check to make sure that there's seatbelts. Click it or get by a zombie. I'm gonna check this car out and see if this one works. Got the keys. Battery's dead. Action. Hey Tony.
What?
Maybe we should show our audience how to do this in case they get stuck in a zombie apocalypse.
That's a good idea. Hi, my name is Tony Skidmore. I'm the Youth and Family Director here at camp. And today, the zombie apocalypse, we're going to show you guys how to do some basic home car maintenance, like jumping your battery or checking your tires and fluids, so you're safe for the road. So first thing we got to do, we got to come over here and we got to pop the trunk. Now usually it's down here by the driver's feet, and you'll see a little marker on it that looks like a car with a pop trunk. How about that? Just pull that guy, nice satisfying click, and we'll come back around to the front nose of the vehicle right here, where you're going to find with your fingers a little lever. You're just going to pop it up. See that right there? When you pop open your trunk, first things first, for safety, you want to put up that little arm, and it's going to hold the trunk open just for you. And then coming over here, as you can see in the compartment, there are all sorts of mechanisms and parts and everything that move around. And right here is the battery, which is what we're going to start with today. So what we're going to grab, luckily, while fleeing from zombies, we found this handy dandy pull start jumper box. And let's see if it works. Let's see how well it works for us today to get everything going. Now, for the jumper box, you're going to notice that we have a positive marked with a red indication, and we have a negative marked with a black indication. Now, these old Dodges, they're built kind of funny, as you can see, with this crisscross. Typically, you don't see that crazy crisscross, but you're going to make sure that you line up the colors appropriately with each other. Your negative and your positive. All right. Now your negative, if you put it on by itself, you're not going to see any sparks. Nothing crazy. You're going to want to get it seated on there, nice and tight. Your positive, if it's a good battery, you're going to see sparks come off it. We got a pretty bad battery, so we're going to try and jump it and save our lives from inevitable doom. All right. So we got everything hooked up. I think everything should be good for switches. That's a flashlight switch. That's a plug-in that we don't need. That's a plug we don't need. 12 volt. That's an inverter on. Okay. So we're going to want to pull and see if we can get this guy to start. And This is handy for if you're ever stuck out on the side of the road or on an abandoned parking lot being chased down by zombies. Now while I'm doing this, after I've built up some power, I'm going to have Cory, who's over in the driver's seat, he's going to try and start the car, and hopefully we'll have enough. Now that we got it started, we gotta check the fluids before we take off anywhere. Alright, so luckily I got a nice rag. Well, an old rag, something we don't really care about too much anymore. Now, I always start with the engine oil. So you want to pull out your dipstick, wipe her down nice and clean, because if the engine was running or it was moving, everything was jostling around. Alright, so make sure everything's nice and clean. Not a lot of oil on there, that makes you worry. Then you want to slide her back into the port and pull her back out, and we are low on oil. Holy stromboli. Alright, so obviously you can see your max fill level is there, and we're down here, so it's pretty low on oil. So we're gonna want to find some oil somewhere on the roadway. Alright, and that oil is pretty thin looking, which is good, so the oil's not too old on it. Because if it's really thick and gunky and gross, it means it's definitely time for an oil change. This guy just needs topped off. Next we want to check our transmission. Remember, that's this yellow handle over here. It says trans on it. Alright, so you grab that eyelet, pull her out. Again, you want to wipe her down, make her nice and clean. Alright, and then feed it back in. Pull it out, get your check. And we're actually not too bad on transmission oil. We could probably, no, we're pretty good on transmission oil. Alright, and again, you noticed it's kind of on the thinner looking side. It's not too gunky and dirty looking, which is actually a pretty good sign for us. Okay, coolant we're not too worried about because it's looking pretty good. Coolant, you can actually just look on the side. I don't know if you guys can see that jostling there. We're good on coolant. Alright, so this guy here is our brake fluid, which helps us pump the brakes. All you gotta do is pop it open and look in. It's at a pretty good level. That's our brake fluid. Over here's our washer fluid for the windshield, in case it's really rainy out. We gotta clean the windshield off real quick, maybe dust or something. Down here you'll see a belt, which this belt actually from this point of view looks pretty decent. And it leads right over here to our steering fluid, which we just pop open, check your level, and just like all the other fluids, you'd wipe off your dipstick. You got full and add. Pop it in, pop it out, and we're full. We're good. We're good. So we've got our 5-weight 20 for the engine oil. Says it right there, 5-weight 20 SAE. Most engine oil caps should have that on there, but not all do. Sometimes you gotta look it up. We just unscrew that little buddy. Alright, and you always want to put that somewhere safe so you don't lose in the engine compartment. I've seen that happen far too many times. We're going to take our 5-weight 20, open it up. All right. And typically you want a funnel here.
No funnels in the zombie apocalypse.
There's no funnels in the zombie apocalypse. There's actually a trick to this. We pour going this way. All right. You think it'll work?
Oh, like a dream.
See that? Where it was controlled? I missed a little. I lost a little. But I was far more controlled than if I'd gone the other way. Look, 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 look. I'm just gonna put the whole thing in there. Alright. Take your rag. Wipe it off. Don't want to leave no mess. Get back on. Click, click, lock. Close your container. And make sure you dispose of this responsibly. But after you add oil, let it slide in. Give it a couple seconds to catch up. And you're going to grab your engine oil, your dipstick. And as always, you're going to wipe it off. Feed her back in. Much better. We are nice and full, ready to rock on engine oil.
Okay, now while Tony's doing all the fluids and jumping the battery, I'm going to show you how to get your tires going. So if you look, our tires, they're in pretty bad shape. They're pretty flat. So the way that you do your tires is if you come in and you look over in the door here, you're going to see some numbers. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use a tire gauge, which is built into here, and we need to get to 32 psi. So we simply just take the nozzle, stick it over the tire stem, and put air in it. And you're going to see the tire visibly rise. Just so you can see here the gauge of how it works, you have the little numbers on here, and this is the look at the nozzle up close. And it goes right around the tire stem. And then you just squirt some air in it.